Is there sound? There it goes. Okay.
Wow, we've been talking for a hot minute here.
Yeah.
No sound at all.
There. All right.
This is why you guys come to this stream, is for this top level
All right.
non audio commentary.
You know, I said whenever Streamlabs updates, apparently they just like to reset all of your mixers.
All right, let's recap what we talked about. We're watching the top 8 you guys have been waiting for. My name is Liam. I'm a Tauros. I like long walks on the beach and getting sand everywhere. This is Warden. He's bald. That's all you need.
There you go.
That's all you need. We're watching some allies against some Abzan. 2 Abzan decks going head to head. I was saying I respect that this is Abzan allies and not 5-color allies, because there's not like a whole lot of things that you want to be 5-color for. Like there's a red ally that gives you haste, and there's a red ally that gives you first strike. But all the
technically there's 4
allies,
colors because of the shapeshifter. But
okay, sure, that's fine.
But I mean, when you can just get it's effectively a free clone effect on 2 mana with no other downside other than it has to copy an ally.
Okay, so we do got some blue. He's casting that off Cavern and Ally Encampment.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
we also tell him that he should play Unclaimed Territory to also help fix his mana as well.
Yeah, that card is relatively free in these, especially in the tribal decks. That's what it's designed for. There's no cost in playing it. I don't know if he was limited by budget at all, but this is the type of deck that you just want to jam like 4 copies of Horizon Canopy in. Like that's what Humans is doing.
Well, that he built the deck literally 2 days before this tournament.
Well, you did pretty good.
I was right.
You made it into a top 8. You're on the right track.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So there is the.
We have an ally that's dead, straight up.
Yeah, I see.
It's been inquisitioned or thought seized.
What? It's been pushed.
It was pushed. All right,
yeah. It's the
catching up.
Clistra healer. Man, I'm like learning some of these like alliances. Like, oh god, hang on. What does this do? What does this do? What does this do? But
was that the clone ally?
No,
that's in the graveyard there.
No.
There's a Fatal Push, there's an Inquisition in graveyard, I believe, and then there's a Noble Hierarch in play. So
yes.
The Allies deck is just looking to stick threats and turn sideways, and so far, it's not going well, not optimal.
Apparently Tommy's impressed that Robert is playing beta basic lands.
That is impressive. I mean, if you're going to flex on somebody, you might as well flex with the mana base. I do that by playing lands up front, put you on tilt game 1, but... And playing these beta lands is pretty sweet. I gotta be honest. You can tell. You can just tell when they got the black border. They look old as hell. All the text on it's really big. They've got like a slightly different coloring to it.
I feel like you're describing my body right now.
Okay, that's fair. You might not have a healthy body in that case, but all right.
Another healer coming down. So a big advantage with the ally deck is like. The allies will damage you coming in and leaving, and that was a big point. Like you wipe the board, fine. Like you're taking 7. You're taking 7. I'm gaining 7.
That's very nice. It's getting the most out of your permanents, especially like if they're just gonna play removal spells on you guys, you might as well punish them for doing that.
Yeah,
that seems very very good. Although that Shambling Vent over there in the mana base of Abzan is going to be a really big deal. Like you can animate that Shambling Vent and then get the Exalted from the Noble Hierarch and just start getting some life, but.
Yeah. Looks like a Lily of the Veil's coming down.
Really good when your opponent has 1 creature.
Yeah.
Really, really good. That's an easy one. And this there's no ally that's going to give haste. There's no really reasonable answer to that Liliana. So I'm going to imagine it's just going to stick around and accumulate a bunch of value.
Yep. And Anafenza coming across for 4, putting the counter on the Hierarch.
There's the 3 Path to Exile, but there's no Assassin's Trophy in the main board. So looks like this Lily's gonna really put in some work here.
Yeah.
Especially with when you're playing a deck that's got like Inquisition and Thoughtseize, eventually at some point those cards aren't good anymore, and you're fine with just discarding them. Or once you establish like 4 lands, you're fine with just discarding the rest after that.
Yeah. Especially against a deck like this.
So this is one of the allies that just grows.
Yeah, I say the Oran Reef Survivalist. When another ally comes in.
And then is he playing the clone ally at this point?
No, that's another healer.
Okay.
So that's the 3rd healer that is drawn, and so that one's whenever an ally enters, drain gain for 1.
All right, my knowledge of allies is very weak.
So was ours until we had to commentate on a match, and we're like, familiar, tell me what this card does. Familiar, tell me what this card does.
Nice.
So,
but Anafenza is the biggest thing on this board state still.
And it's still pretty. I mean, like a 4/4 for 3 mana with just upside is always nice.
The upsides on Anafenza are pretty narrow, but Robert knew what he was going to be playing against going into this tournament, and Anafenza ended up working out really well for him.
Anafenza is definitely a meta call card, and I believe he made the correct meta call choice.
Absolutely, and you can see it pay off for him in the earlier rounds.
Yeah.
There's the replacement Lily. Not even going to plus the other one. He's probably
Well, cause the other one was just Lily in hand, so if you're gonna plus her,
exactly.
It's like down tick. All right, we'll get rid of the healer.
Get rid of these other guys, and then just gonna leave up that 4/4 blocker against the 3/3.
No, because it's you're attacking for 6 because you have the double hierarch.
That's true, and he's growing his hierarch,
Yeah.
and the other one can just block. I guess you're not really worried if the Liliana goes.
Not at this point.
So, I mean, I was gonna say, like, if you're gonna hold back with Anafenza, he can just play one ally, it'll grow, and then you probably don't want to make that trade anyway. So you might as well get in while it's good.
Robert, stop eating your cards.
Anafenza good. I like her.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, she is definitely a meta call card, and I mean there was a lot of. I guess there was a lot of creature based decks for this tournament, so.
Yeah, she's got good stats. If your mana base can support her, she's a pretty easy card to cast anyway.
Yeah.
And you can already see she's just accruing value by continuously placing counters onto that noble hierarch.
Yep.
And we did see the chump block with the previous noble, so this Liliana is sticking around.
Yeah, that's it. Play the Goyf, uptick Lily, take. He does have a Coco in hand, so I mean, Robert isn't necessarily like the current board state. Robert is ahead, but like I mean, one Coco can easily just change it. It's like discard the land.
What's the best 2 allies you can collect a company into right now?
Right now would probably be Lantern Scout.
Doesn't Kazu Blademaster put counters on all of your guys? Or
No,
is it just him?
It's just him.
Okay.
But if he gets Lantern Scout, right, he can. I think he actually got one. Lantern Scout and like one other ally.
Lantern Scout's the lifelink one. Right?
No, Lantern Scout is the protection one, I believe.
Protection.
Okay. So whenever an ally enters, one gets protection. So like you be able to block Anafenza because she doesn't trample, right?
No, she does not trample. We talked about this. Anafenza has 2 lines of text. One of them is if your opponent's creatures would go into their graveyard from anywhere, you just exile them. And the other one is whenever she attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on another tapped creature you control.
Yeah.
Which is why she matches up so well with these mana elves. They're always going to be sideways when you're adding mana. And even if you're not going to use that mana, you can just arbitrarily tap, add mana to your mana pool. Mana burn's not a real thing. So
yeah. I would say now that that survivalist is now a 5/5.
So he's a 5/5. He can contest with the Anafenza, but he's still losing the trade with the Goyf. Goyf is very big at this point.
It is, but he also has the ally encampment, so he can bounce an ally back to his hand. Play it again now that his survivalist is a 6/6.
I think at this point, when you see the Liliana with 2 counters, you see a 5/5, a 4/4, and a 3/4 that's growing every turn, and the ally's board state just looks worse.
It does, but like so if he puts like the if he had put
then he's he's priced into not attacking because of that Tarmogoyf.
Well, no, if he had put the cutthroat back in his hand from the ally encampment, played it, he'd been over to 6/6. He could have swung and forced the Goyf to have to block to save the Lily.
How much does it cost to bounce with ally encampment?
1 land. So it costs 1 and then sacking it. So he had 3 mana available.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I like doing that. I do like doing that, getting a 6/6 and just attacking in because you don't want to be in this position right where you are right now, right? Where you're at 13, your opponent's at 14, and he's got 2 bigger creatures than you.
Yeah. Well, as I said, like, so you make a 6/6, either you save the Lily or Goyf dies.
Would you attack in with Anafanza regardless at this point and just put another counter on that?
No.
No, you just leave it behind. Just get in with the Goyf.
Unless you're gonna attack with the Anafanza and then pump the Goyf up an additional 1.
Right. You could pump Goyf or you could pump the Hierarch. Pumping Hierarch at this point probably isn't gonna do anything.
He could have killed Lily. I don't think Mike wasn't at this tournament. So no, because if you played if you put the cutthroat back his head and played it, Lantern Scout would have given the survivalist protection from green. He could have just killed Lily.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, what's the stats on the Lantern Scout? Could you just give the Lantern Scout protection, attack him, and then leave the Orrery
3-2?
Survivalist
I mean,
on
yeah,
blocks?
probably. I think it's a 3-2.
If it's a 3-2, then you could just leave the Orrery Survivalist back to block. Make sure you can't get in with that Inoffensive. Because at this point, you also have to remember that Robert's got the lifelink land over there. So any attack coming in from
It's a 3-2, yeah. So yeah, that would have been the other one he could have easily done. Because yeah, then you have a 6-6.
If you're talking about Mike Toohey, he was playing an interesting Death Shadow Jund deck, but he was not playing in this tournament.
Yeah.
That we're currently doing commentary for. Did you guys do commentary for the one that Mike was in?
No, I think we might be getting to that one tomorrow.
Right. That deck is sweet. It's a little janky, but it's fun time.
I mean, I think that's probably the best version of the Jund Death Shadow deck currently.
Currently, yes, because it's the least expected one, and it's got like a really weird.
Oh man, Mike's here. All right, we're leaving now.
Oh yeah.
Channel done.
You can just ban people from your chat, right? You have the power.
I do.
Dope. Let's get rid of them. We missed some vital things. There was a fatal push that got played on Inoffensive.
Yep.
Although.
And then Lily down tick.
Yeah. Why kill Inoffensive and not Tarmogoyf? Because Tarmogoyf is just bigger, and the Inoffensive is not looking favorably against your bigger ally.
So 3, 8.
Is this the Alpha Strike?
10.
Yeah. So he fatal pushed Inoffensive, and then got in for 6 points of damage. But now he's facing back this crackback. He just takes it all. That lifelink puts Robert back up to 10. So he's not winning on the swing back here unless he gets another like collected company.
Well, yes, I'm pretty sure if he got a Coco, I think the game would have been just over.
This is a very risky attack. If that's Lantern Scout in play, it was 3
He
power.
does have a card in hand. I mean, if it's like a fatal push.
If he has push or path, game is almost certainly over.
All right, so kill Lily.
He attacks Lily.
The thing that
What card do you have in your hand that you're attacking Lily and not life points right now?
I don't think I think it's a land, but he doesn't want the value from the Lily. Oh, pushing
Hierarch. Goyf is just still in it.
Right, why would you not push the Goyf?
This is 2 opportunities to push this 5 power guy. I mean, I know you have a 6 power guy right now.
But the Goyf can grow is the problem.
But Goyf is just a better permanent in general.
Yeah.
And you're not really worried about the exalted trigger on that life-linking land at this point.
No,
either.
now you have a 6/6 back.
Yeah.
He does have a path in hand though.
Well, if he has path in hand, this is just game over.
It's just game over, yeah.
Yeah, so we're probably going to see him. Looks like he's just going. That is path. It looks like he's just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Getting a land, pathing the guy, and then animating the main land and getting him both.
He doesn't even have to do that. Like,
I mean, he doesn't have to, but he might just be going through with all the motions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. Like, I'd definitely kill Goyf. I would have killed Goyf with the first fatal push, and then Inoffensive with the second one if you have the opportunity. Maybe he killed Inoffensive because he thought that would be his only opportunity to guarantee the revolt.
Right. He's alright. So second, put it back in the hand, but it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, so
it's like
path
okay.
it, puts it back to his hand, but he's still just gonna animate and swing in for lethal.
Yep.
And if that was a noble hierarch, you'd still be dead. But if you had killed the Goyf earlier, you probably could have avoided losing some life.
Agreed. All right, so let's talk about the sideboards. While they are sideboarding,
so you have this. This is man, I'm not sure which one is which.
So, this one's Gabe's. So this is what we took out what he brought in.
And then where's Robert's though? That's round 3.
Right here. This one.
Okay, so from Robert out we have 1 Liliana of the Veil, 1 Tyler's Tracker, 1 Thoughtseize, 1 Inquisition, in 1 Kaya Orzhov Usurper, 2 of a card I can't read and a Lily on a Last Hope. What is that? What does that match up with? Robert, your handwriting, my dude.
Collective Brutality.
Collective Brutality. All right. I'm glad you could get that because I could not. And then from allies out, 3 Fatal Push, 1 Lantern Scout, 1 Ornery Survivalist, 1 what is that? What on earth is that? What is that creature? It starts with an H. Is that Hardened Scales? No. It's not. Is it? Maybe. Hada Freeblade?
Probably. It's probably a Hada Freeblade.
I think that's a Hada Freeblade. And then in 3 Surgical Extraction, in 1 Path, in 2 Heroes Downfall. So it's interesting to me that he's taking out the Fatal Pushes, but boarding in what I would consider to be worse removal in Heroes Downfall.
He needs a way to deal with the Planeswalkers.
That's true, but also a majority of that game he was getting locked out by the power and toughness of Tarmogoyf and the Anafenza being a 4/4. And I'm not sure what he brought Surgical Extraction for.
I think he's like, if I can just kill like a Goyf and then just surgically extract it, that's just no longer a threat for me.
Yeah, but that's not actually affecting the board state, which in these creature. So Surgical Extraction, word. I don't understand that one very much either. You have to play the board in these creature mirror matches because really you want permanence in play. And let's say you Surgical Extract all of your opponent's Tarmogoyfs. Well, he's still got Pilotage Tracker, he still has Anafenza, he still has Lingering Souls. He still has a myriad of other creatures that he could potentially just hit at any point. And then that Surgical Extraction hasn't affected the rest of the deck here. Maybe it is just for Lingering Souls. I mean, Lingering Souls is a very problematic card for these creature decks that want to go wide. Because it just gives them a bunch of time, and if it's not buying you time and chump blocking, then it's swinging for 4 at your face every turn. So if you've got a really bad matchup against Lingering Souls and you suspect Lingering Souls, I understand, but still 3 Surgical Extraction is a lot just for 1 card.
Yeah. I in the dark though, I can see you bringing it in against an Abzan deck because they typically do run Lingering Souls.
I think in the dark it's just a bad choice unless you're really really worried about souls. And that should be like the only reason for me. We'll see what he ends up using it on if he does draw it. Yeah. But I can't imagine that Lingering Souls is what you need right now and what you want.
Tommy, stop being salty about you losing to Surgical Extraction and Legacy.
Yeah, I had a foil Surgical from Modern Masters 2. I traded it when it was like $40, and then, man, that spiked though. Ooh. Surgical is fair. I agree with Mike on that. Surgical is a fair card. Sometimes paying 2 life is not always the best thing that you can do. Surgical fills the role of giving all decks have a reasonable way to interact with graveyard combo, which is I think that's fine.
As long as you know that's what you're doing, then it's fine.
There's a time and a place for being salty. It's being salty is good just to help yourself not tilt. Like if you're salty and you get it out of your system, I'm okay with that.
Turn 1 Temple Garden from our ally player.
Turn 1 tapped Temple Garden. Not a lot of turn 1 plays from allies right now, I guess. Well, there is I think
really it's Hardened Scales and Freeblade. I think there are only 1-drops.
Yeah.
Looks like he has a Freeblade in hand. If he has another say if he had another source, he could just Hardened Scales and then do a Freeblade. That would be also nice.
I have seen ally decks play Champion of the Parish as an additional 1-drop because most of your allies are coincidentally also just humans.
Yes.
And if you're playing Hardened Scales anyway, that seems pretty legit.
Yeah.
You could also play, I think some ally decks also play Thalia's Lieutenant because, again, the humans.
Yes, I believe as that as well. Ooh.
That is a turn 2 Lily on a Last Hope. Unfortunately...
Luckily, Freeblade does have a 2-butt currently, so that is at least helpful.
But this is going to be a major roadblock here. This is a real speed bump for his game.
And there's a Hardened Scales.
He does have the Surgical in his hand, but there's no relevant card to play it on currently.
So he can play the Zulaport Cutthroat, turn the Freeblade into a 3/4 after the uptick on Lily. He can still take Lily down 1. So I think that's what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. He attacks for 2 right here because he's got Lily's -2/-1.
Yeah. So I'll say yeah. So he would.
I agree. I agree with you, Tommy. I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
It's surgical extraction is kind of unfair in the fact that any deck can play it, but it's also fair in the fact that it's checking things that are almost always unfair. Like if you're surgical extracting your opponent's dredge cards or your opponent's Grizzlebrand that they're trying to reanimate. It's you don't really want to bring in surgical for just value reasons because it's not going to give you that value. But if it's to cut out on something that's unfair that your opponent's doing, that's what you want it for. Like hitting a Tron land, surgical in all Tron lands. Hitting a Arclight Phoenix, that's always good.
Looks like uptick on Lily to kill the Zulaport cut through, and he's able to drain gain his opponent.
Yeah, he did just consign that Zulaport Cutthroat to death in order to attack the Lily. But I think that's just a...
I think that's fine, though, because like you're still going to be able to drain gain for 1.
Did they only have Lily lose 1 point there? Because that had a free blade should have attacked for 2 if there's 3 counters on it, because Lily is only -2/-1.
Right, and it's a 3. It comes in as a 0/1.
It's a 0/1.
Its base stats are 0/1.
I did not understand that. That's my bad.
Okay. Mike, stop sucking up to your boyfriend.
Mike's my hetero life partner. Don't diss. You're just jealous.
Never. Fatal Push coming after that free blade.
Man, it's the removal is really so one-sided here.
Yeah.
Like all of the Abzan removal is just going to be so live.
And it looks like he's surgically in the Fatal Pushes.
Okay, but that's just kind of like I'm getting this card out of my hand. Is that 4
That's
lands?
4 land.
That is not what you want to see. Although this Liliana Last Hope can get you a lot of value. We saw that Fatal Push, and then he gets to uptick and go back and pass. I mean, do you just downtick here for value? See if you can find something?
I think you just keep upticking.
Because Liliana right now is your only reasonable way to win the game. So if
right,
you keep ticking up,
next time you play a white source, you have a Shambling Vent to start protecting it. So I think you just start upticking and trying to get the
opponent's
envelope.
got 2 cards in hand. You have a Shambling Vent in play, which is a good catch. I didn't notice that there. And the more you tick this Liliana up, the closer it builds to ultimately getting you an emblem, and that closes out games real quick.
Yes.
Although recently I did get a Liliana emblem against Hardened Scales, and it was not enough.
Well, I mean, because Hardened Scales has evasion.
Yeah, he sacrificed a Hangerback Walker that was on 7 at my instep, and then untapped and lethaled me. So that can happen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Lily Emblem. Play a zombie fish, get 3 dudes, and I'm dead. But it was cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of us did well at this last weekend's tournament.
I almost did okay. I lost out of the very last round. Went from rank 25 to not getting anything. If I would have won, I could have got top 16, but it was not meant to be. Yeah. Sometimes the Hardened Scales just comes out and 16s you in a turn, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I guess that's something you can do.
Right.
So is there a debate? What creature is this?
It's the healer.
And that healer has more than 1 toughness, apparently.
Yes, I believe it's a 1/2.
So Robert had played that tap land here, another Shambling Vent, which is going to be very good. You can, I mean, if he ever gets a creature that doesn't just get full on, okay, Shambling Vent on defense with Liliana upticking, you're not getting through that, and the fact that he's got a backup one means this Lily's just going to keep going up and up.
Yeah, that and like the mana base for allies is not ideal.
You know what you really want right now? You want a Hero's Downfall.
He has it in hand, but he doesn't have the double black.
Oh, yeah. That is unfortunate, my dude. Man, so he's got the sideboard answer, just no way to actually feasibly cast it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can top draw a black source, he's good to go.
You know what would not help in this scenario? Unclaimed Territory. Cannot cast Hero's Downfall.
I mean, you're right. I feel like at that point, though, you would just run...
Well, he is not playing any fetches. He is playing some shocks. And he's got 4 Ally Encampment, 4 Cavern of Souls. None of those can cast Hero's Downfall. He's got 2 Godless Shrine, 2 Overgrown Tomb, and 2 Swamp, and he has to naturally draw those in order to cast this card. So the mana base is really what's getting him here.
Yeah, agreed. Yep, and he didn't get the other black, so I'm pretty sure this game is just...
Well, Liliana is on a full 7 points.
Yeah, she's about to ultimate.
Who is this person?
That's Kyle.
That's Kyle. What's up, Kyle? How you doing? Why you got a star next to your name? Think you're special or something?
He's a subscriber.
Oh damn, I can respect that actually. Was that a free Twitch subscription? Everybody, if you've got Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription that you can spend on this lovely man in a pink shirt and wearing a Wizards hat. That's a free subscription just for liking Amazon. Liliana ticking up to 8. That is real ambitious right there. I kind of just like popping off.
I mean, I think if your opponent had 4 mana, you would, but because he's stuck on 3.
Yeah, and he still only had the one creature. He's got 2 creatures.
Two creatures, but you
can still chump, and you can keep the Lily. So we're gonna see Emblem. There's no allies that have trample, so these are just actual walls for days right now.
Yeah. I was like, at this point, like the match is over. We're just literally going through the motions.
I wouldn't say that. Like if you let's say he draws land and he goes like Coco, right?
I mean, okay, if he had the Cocos in hand, sure, but we know he doesn't. He has I think he has 1.
Yeah, it's not looking good. And Robert really won this game off of a Noble Hierarch, Fatal Push, and a Liliana Last Hope.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Some days.
You know, this is the point in time where I thought he would draw that second black source. Like, after the emblem already goes off, then he draws the second black source. That's usually what happens. Like, insult to injury. That's how my games go. That's usually what gets me. It's like, oh, I need this thing, and turn too late. Nice.
Russell, also, I feel if on the ally side, he should be running the Mana Dork, the Harbaz Druid. Which actually, I think that's what he took out was the Harbaz Druid, not the Free Blade.
Is that a morph creature? Is that the morph one that adds Teamer? Is that an ally? Which one are you talking about?
So
no. There's the I know it. The ally with haste, the 2-mana 2/2 that has haste that adds mana to your mana pool.
No, it's literally it's a Mana Dork that adds mana for each ally you control.
How much does it cost?
It costs one green, 1 colorless.
All right. What big fat allies are you trying to get out?
It's for I'm gonna say it color fixes you.
Okay. All right. I can see that. Doesn't the ally, if you spend that on creature spells, the one that has haste, they get haste? I like that. I like Mana Dork that gives my other dudes haste. That seems neat.
It might be. I said I'm not that familiar with the whole ally spectrum. Man.
I don't think you can call allies a spectrum in 2019, dude.
Yes, you can.
There's a lot of zombos right there.
It's alright, and uptick Lily to make one of them other guys smaller, sure.
Uptick pass. That's basically what you do for the next 3 turns, and then you alpha strike. But he's just going in for it.
I mean,
there's no reason not to at this point because the allies are so small. They're just little bitty boys.
Oh, and he's going to activate the Vault of the Archangel as well.
Well, that is like the coffin has already been nailed in place, and you're like pouring concrete over that coffin. It's like you're sealed in there. You're gone. You're done. That is ridiculous. Vault of the Archangel. I saw him play it, and I was like, "Oh my god, really? Mm-hmm. This is wrong. Why would you do this?" It's real good.
I think it gives him lifelink and death touch.
I think that card is massively underrated in Abzan decks. Like, people in Abzan, you play like Gavany Township, right? And you're like, man, I just get to put counters on my dudes. Sometimes making all of your blockers insane or just life point swings are a lot better.
Yeah, and there's the concession.